sunk an enemy destroyer.
Hey team, this is Ripper here. Hope you guys are doing fantastic now. Just dropped a Kraken and one of the most OP ships I've ever played, the Smaland, and let's get right into the action. And this video actually shows you why I think this ship is OP. I think I recently did a tier list review about all the ships and the destroyers and World of Warships, and you can check it out. And this is a video as to why. Hey, before we begin, like, subscribe, bell button below. Thank you guys for all the supporters for supporting the channel, where it's grown so far. It's really been a blast about learning how to sail ships, shoot ships, and build a community and have a blast doing it at the same time. And we can't thank you guys enough. Make sure you help us out and help out with the algorithm, and like, subscribe, bell button below. And again, can't thank you guys enough. Let's get right to it. Smaland, one of my favorite DDs in the game. Unfortunately, it is not available for you if you're new to the game. It was removed. It was a free XP ship for a while now. It has actually been removed now. That is no longer available for anybody to get. It used to be, like I said, in the tech tree line, or not tech tree line, but like in the area where you can buy free XP. In the European DD side, the tech tree, there was a side for it. You press click on, hey, free XP. It was like 1 million, I believe, at the time. Something ridiculous. But this build right here that you're seeing right now is the long-range gun build, because I've noticed the meta today does not allow for just charging in and going one-on-one versus a DD, because you have radar, subs, CVs, everything's firing at you, and for you to drive in and expose yourself that close to that much enemy fire is not the best tactic nowadays. So let's reevaluate, and look at that. We're taking on a gearing, we're taking on a destroyer. We have destroyer support as well. Now, look at the reload rate on this thing. This is a 1.3 second reload on 2 guns, dual barrel, and you can see as to why it has some of that. You'll see at the end of the video why I post one of the highest DPMs in the game, second to the Marceau. But the Marceau is ungodly concealment. You can spot it from a mile, but the Smaland allows you to drive in a little bit closer, go undetected, and here we go, bread and butter, the radar. So you essentially have a gunboat radar DD that has one of the highest DPMs in the game. You can reveal destroyers in smoke, and now with the build that I'm running now, you can actually reach out and touch somebody out to 13.7 kilometers, which I find is a very good sweet spot for engaging cruisers and battleships. It keeps you outside of the radar range. It keeps you within range that it's difficult for battleships and cruisers to actually make a significant hit on you that would be devastating. But here we go, first blood. Splash 1 RP back to Porty, and that is our first kill of the game. Don't worry, it's not the last one for the rest of the game. Check it out. But like I said, the long-range ability today in the meta is, and I encourage you guys to try out this new tactic of actually building for long-range gun battles and actually maintaining that high rate of fire in DPM, because honestly you don't really need the concealment anymore, in my opinion, for destroyers. And here's why: because even if you get spotted first, you're gonna just get shot at by either the destroyer that's spotting you, or you're gonna run away and reevaluate, reassess, or they're going to just, somebody's going to just start opening fire, and you're going to be revealed anyway. So even if you shoot your guns, it doesn't matter, you're going to be revealed. So I find that concealment doesn't necessarily give you the advantage like we used to have back in the day, where you can continuously spot, be undetected. But in today's meta of radar, with cruisers, now with submarines that outspot destroyers now, concealment doesn't really matter. So it's a good thing that if you're spotted far away enough where you can actually fall back, regroup, and reassess. So you notice that my concealment today is 6.8. So that's why I dropped the concealment mod in one of my captain builds and just took the long-range gun mod, if you will, so that I can reach out and touch somebody. And if I'm spotted, I can always have enough distance and buffer for me that I can run away. Now, you see right there, I'm using a patience and passive technique of really waiting and seeing where is everybody at, and then waiting for my radar to be on cooldown, because the bread and butter of the ship is high rate of fire and a radar. So right now we're noticing a Genon is pushing us. We do not want to take on a Genon. A lot of guns that will eat us alive, and we're going to have to run away real quick. Oh, and here we go. We were spotted. See? We're going to wait, and there it is. Pop the radar, and boom, let's start engaging the gearing. Again, this is why this ship is OP. As soon as we get spotted, pop the radar. You got a 20-second radar, and boom, we go to town on the gearing, and boom, splash 2 RP back to Porty, and he is down for the count. That is our second kill of the game, 22,000 damage, and we have contested the Charlie cap over here. And look at that, everybody is firing at us, because why? What did I say your role as a DD is? To take the attention from everybody on the enemy team, to focus on you so the rest of your team can do its job. So that's exactly why I enjoy playing the destroyer role. You make one of the biggest impacts in the game, and look at that. we're mitigating damage by, hey, taking all the shots. We juke, we weave, we kite. We do anything we can to get everybody shooting, revealing their positions, and we're dodging shells. So their shells are really not doing anything. And look, our potential damage in the top right corner is 483,000 damage right there. And look at that, because the Janan revealed his position, our enemy team is now firing on him. And again, he's still firing at us without returning fire, so our friends can have a nice day hunting Janans. But guess what? Here's the bread and butter of the Smaland. Look at that reload rate. 1.2 second, 1.1 second. Boom, splash 3. RP back to 40. If you can't have your team do it yourself. I always rely on, as much as I like to rely on teamwork, sometimes you just got to do it yourself and just end the game like that for the Janan. Boom, right now. And look, just because the enemy team has all the caps does not mean we've lost the game. You got to be patient. You don't win games by capping them as fast as possible. You win games by surviving and lasting the game so you can eliminate ships, and then eventually at the end of the game, you will recap all the points. So, recap. How did we do right there at Charlie Cap? We took out one of their destroyers, the Gearing. We eliminated that threat for our team on the Charlie side. Now they can go in and cap at will and be free, right? Not have to worry about it. We spotted in Janan, took him out, and we destroyed another destroyer at the very beginning there. I forgot which one it was, but that allowed us to have free reign at Charlie, because now all the destroyers on our team are now rolling over Charlie. They don't have destroyers, and what did I say? Once the destroyers go down, it's basically a shooting gallery, and you pretty much have reign of the map and of the game. At that point, your advantage goes way up, and probability of win is over the top. So look at that reload rate right now. We're getting 1.1 second reload on the Turpits here, and the Turpits is not having a good day. Tier 8 versus Tier 10 Smaland here, just not fun. And you notice another technique that I encourage you guys in the Destroyer, if you want to be a DD main, is to juke back and forth, throttle forward, throttle back, because you notice secondary guns are actually trying to aim where they think you're going to be. So you're throwing off the secondary shells, and you mitigate damage that way by throttle juking back and forth. Turpits goes down, Shimakaze, great torps right there. And as you can see right there, we have now dominated the eastern side of the flank, and all we have to do is mop up the rest of the team. But however, in World of Warships, I have to warn you guys, this is the game of throws. People love to just throw away their ships, and all of a sudden the tides have turned, and we all of a sudden have a 180 technique of throwing the game, and you just can't let your guard down. So what are we going to do? Are we going to focus on capping, or are we going to focus on killing ships? Well, I'm looking at my team here. I'm noticing the rate of kill is not as high as I would like it to be, because we actually should be killing more ships, but we're actually going to be losing ships in a bit. So we're going to have to start killing a lot of things and helping our team out. One is the pesky submarine. I hate them a lot. I don't play submarines. I don't recommend them, and I think they're bad for the game, and this is why I enjoy shooting them. Look at that. Shooting long range. He is above the surface. We're taking as much shots as we can while he's above, and then he goes below. I have no other defense against that, and we're going to have to rely on our team to drop airstrikes, ASW, on the submarine, and hopefully they take it out for us. But we lose our submarine, so whoop-de-doo. There's nothing more I can do about that one. But hey, we can take on an Ohio. This is pretty incredible. For us to be able to take on one of the most powerful battleships I think is in the game is unheard of, because look, I'm a destroyer. My role should not be taking on battleships. The battleship should be taking on a battleship, but you know what? Sometimes you just got to do things yourself. And look at that. We're going to bring the Dragon's Breath, Rain of Fire of the Smaland. Look at that gun angle and 1.1 or 2 second reload right there. And we are just raining fire on top of the Ohio right now, which is not having a good day. And the Ohio has to basically retarget and reassess and take his eyes off of us. We start one fire on him. Again, Smaland is really great. Why I call it Dragon's Breath. Starts fires like a champ. And we're going to go ahead and turn into Bravo Cap, because we've been reassessed. Nobody's there. We're going to then turn in while kiting in to mitigate damage, keeping our eye on the minimap, making sure nobody's going to take a broadside shot from us from the left. And so we're going to keep shooting and re-engaging the Ohio. Okay, every time we get spotted, I love it. Fearless Brawler activates. You can see bottom middle there. And we're continuously going to bring and pour fire on the Ohio, keeping him busy so that our either Shikishima or North Carolina or somebody else can help us out and kill the Ohio. But you know what? Free damage. Why not? See, he's taking damage. He's getting shot at from all sides. We are continuously putting on fire to suppress the Ohio, so the Ohio doesn't have a chance to heal, does not have a chance to damage con, or if he does, we start another fire right there to keep his HP going down. That's the name of the game. We are also constantly spotting him, which is a good thing, and this is exactly why. Look at that, 92,000 damage, another fire with 700,000 707,000 potential damage that we are taking. Again, we are the brunt force of our our team right now because we are exposing ourselves and making us the loudest, biggest distraction on the map. And here we go. Boom. Splash 4. RIP back to Porty. Ohio goes down to the breath of the Smaland, and that's exactly how you do that in the Smaland right there. We have single-handedly taken out the majority of Charlie Cap and Alpha Cap as well. We are now working on the center of the map. Again, watch our team. I just don't understand why our team is throwing away a majority of their ships when we have the lead, and we also have the caps and the positioning as well. What have I always said too? Position, position, position. You cannot correct bad position. I mean, all you can do is just sit there, hit an island, whatever. But the best thing to do is start off with a good position. It gives yourself the ability to reassess, readjust. But if you're in a bad position, there's nothing more you can do but reverse and start over. And if your guns aren't put on the enemy, there's nothing more you're doing in adding to the fight. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put on fire on this Montana while torping them at the same time. Again, some of the reasons why the Smaland is so powerful is it has one of the best AA. It has torps just like a Holland. It has the guns like a Holland. It has the reload rate that's unheard of. It's got the highest DPM in the game. It's got that extra radar. So essentially you have best of both worlds. It does the role of everything. And look at those nice, beautiful hits right there. 3 torpedo hits, up to 136,000 damage. And we're going to keep on putting the fire on the Montana. And watch the decision of the Montana. He is going to elect to fire at us rather than anybody else. Because why? We are the biggest threat to the Montana. Okay, so he takes out our Shikishima. That's not good. But look, we're going to keep the fire going on. We have no more battleships in our immediate area other than North Carolina. Look, that Montana's firing at us. Rather than fire at anybody else, he is wasting his shots on us, and it's exactly what you want to do. And a Montana that misses on you is better than a Montana that hits on your team. So that's exactly why I do what I do right here, because I want to be the loudest, biggest threat on the battlefield, and you are constantly putting on the fire, on the hate, on the Montana, and let's see if we can nail him and get that Kraken right here. And man, that's a secondary Montana. Look at these secondary ships are firing, or secondary ships are firing at us. It's incredible. So we're going to keep putting on, pouring on suppressive fire onto the Montana. See if we can burn him down. Our cap situation is great. We have the point leads. No need for us to throw away our ship or throw ourselves away and throw the game. But you notice anything's possible in World of Warships. But good job, the Yugumo taking out the Montana right there, and we are up to 160,000 damage. Again, why is this ship so overpowered, in my opinion, is because of the reload rate, the guns, the gun angles, the torpedo abilities, good reload torpedoes, good range, good speed for the torpedoes. Radar, obviously, is the most powerful thing in the game for a destroyer or a cruiser. The AA is also better than anything else that you have in the game compared to, let's say, Club Air AA. This thing is just mops the floor with it. We are also shooting long range against the Jaeger here. Look at it. Look at the range and the reload. Look, we're just walking the shells onto the target. If you notice just the way I aimed, I mean, this is something you can learn, is just watch where I'm aiming. I'm kind of just judging and walking on and doing minor adjustments, small minor adjustments here and there. Minor adjustment, watch where the shells are, starting to fire, starting to get some good hits. I noticed that he is juking left and right, which is what he should be doing. Since I understand the dynamic of how players move left, right, then I also do up, down, where the aiming is at, and just kind of walk the shells onto the target. And I'm just kind of watching where the ballistics are going, and bam, there it is. Splash 5, RIP back to Porty. That is Kraken dropped on this game, and we've almost kind of steamrolled over this entire game right here, eliminating almost half the team, and that's exactly why, in my opinion, the Smaland is still one of the most powerful destroyers in the game, borderline OP, if not OP. If it had smoke, man, it'd just be off the wall. But yeah, good gun reload, good torps, good AA, does everything well. It caps, it shoots, it destroys, it hunts, it does everything you want it to. And here's the final death blow. Boom, splash 6. Need I say more? RIP back to Porty, and that is how we end the game. 6 kills, 177,000 damage, one of the most powerful destroyers in the game. Smaland, if it ever comes back, definitely recommend you should drop everything for it. It is pretty awesome if you're a gunboat DD main. And my gosh, for a little destroyer to do that much powerful damage in a battleship infested waters with submarines, that is, It's unheard of. But anyways, thank you guys for all the support. Like, subscribe, bell button below. Can't thank you guys enough. We're on our way to 1,200 subscribers. At 2,000, we're going to give away a premium destroyer to thank you guys and give appreciation back. But anyways, hope you guys like the video. And on the next screen, I'm going to show you the build that we have right now. As you can see, extended radar use, for good concealment, propulsion, aiming, and gun reload. And as you can see, the commander build is I've sacrificed concealment, gone for survivability, and also for long gun range. So let's check out the build on the next screen. Okay, so here's the build for the Smaland if you want to take a look at a more in-depth analyzation of it. But really, like I said, the only thing I really changed it for a gun build is really sacrificing concealment, going for more of a long-range build, because then I can reach out to 13.7. The concealment is at 6.8, which I'm not really too worried about. Like y'all, that's how the playstyle I have, because what? 6.8, you get spotted, whoop-de-doo, pop the radar, and then you can either take an engagement or run away. It gives you enough separation that you're not too drug in. And obviously, I have added the extra radar time mod, which gives me a little bit more time on the radar. That allows me to make those kind of death blow kills at the very end. So that's my build. Try it out if you have the Smaland. If you don't, try it on another destroyer. But there's a lot of other destroyers out that have radar that you can still get today, like the Black or I believe the Yo Yang. So hope you guys are doing well. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and hope you guys have a great one. Talk to you soon. Cheers.